Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We all know that Putin kills his critics, correct? Correct. How do we know that? We know that because the mass media told us so. Based on what kinds of evidence? On accusations. So we know based on accusations that Putin kills his critics. Not on indictments or convictions or investigations. Putin is bad, he must be doing that. Okay. Now Zelensky is good. What if, let's say, one of Zelensky's critics is killed? Will we apply the same, interpretation to the facts of, hey, that guy was stabbed? Can we do the same thing? It must be Zelensky. And then why not? Are you going to tell me that Zelensky is good? Well, you are good or bad, or a mixture between the two, just a proportionality, based on your actions, correct? Correct. Well, I don't think that Zelensky has a little beautiful record in the past 2 years at least. Besides the fact that he, if you remember, he campaigned on bringing peace and implementing the Minsk agreements. Nevertheless, Zelensky critic found dead in Russia. Maybe it was Putin, and Putin did it so Zelensky can be blamed. Can that be possible? Possible. Probable? I don't know. But what is more probable? That you kill your opponents like Putin does, or that Putin does it to get you in trouble? Well, I think the first option has a little bit more, it sounds more suspect. So the main suspect here, I think, is the one that you're critical of, right? So if I'm critical of this, I'm expecting Biden to ban my channel, right? All right, these things, if you think that things work a little bit different here, possibly. But these guys are human beings as well. There's corruption here, plenty of. There's discrimination, plenty of. And also infringement of freedom of speech, a lot of. In the land of the free and the brave. So let's go to this little article and try to apply the same rule these guys apply to Putin and see if that's going to stick. Obviously, this is not going to be reported in the West because they will say it's just a coincidence or he was a bad dude anyway. So he kind of like Daria Dugina when she was blown up by those guys, which had connection with the Ukrainian security forces, I would say assassination squads. They say, well, actually she was the bad person, so kind of you don't use the same logic if that would have happened to, let's say, a CNN correspondent, covering some news somewhere else, or being a propagandist. They're all propagandists. I mean, what is propagandist? Pushing a certain kind of a narrative, true or false, but pushing it. Pushing in a certain way. Or maybe I shouldn't say true, but And if you think these guys don't manufacture truth, okay. Zelensky's critic found dead in Russia. Former Ukrainian MP Ilya Kiva has reportedly been found with a stab wound to his head. Oh my. The body of former Ukrainian opposition lawmaker Ilya Kiva has been found in a Moscow hotel region. In a hotel in the Moscow region. Russian media reported on Wednesday the politician was known as a staunch critic of President Vladimir Zelensky. And probably he was also considered a traitor, I'm guessing. If he is former and he is in Moscow, I assume that he is a wanted man. So in the name of objectivity, of course, this guy, not of course, but probably he was viewed by Zelensky's regime as being a collaborator and a traitor. Well, even with these guys, don't you allow them to defend themselves? Like in front of a judge, with a prosecuting, with your attorneys, no, you're not allowed to. So this, and besides, you take this MP, he was an MP. Why do you need to assassinate him? I'm talking about, let's say this was a political assassination. I mean, I would say that's the main scenario. If you think it was just because his baby or lady of the night did not put out or put up, whatever that is, I mean, like, came real good, then the pimp showed up and maybe he abused one of his chicks. I don't know. But here, nevertheless, I think the first route, the first scenario here the theory is political assassination. Would you do this? Is that how it is? Are you at war with that guy? Don't you, try to try him? I don't know exactly if you consider that guy being an enemy, you consider him a traitor. Remember, these things could happen in the reverse. And when they happen in reverse, you're going to end up to this kind of idiotic reason. We are good, you are bad. When you go with this kind of good and evil, then we got in very caveman mentality. Because we're not good and they're not evil, because good and evil is within us, more or less, our actions and lives, unless you're a saint, which you're not. I am definitely not one. So, but we have good deeds and bad deeds. So when I say we're good, regarding the Ukraine war, I don't think Zelensky is good. I don't think the other guy is bad. I don't think the Americans are good, or the West is good, or NATO is good. I think it's a proportion between all this, good and bad, in each of these guys. And the garbage that we got to this terrible situation for them, for the Ukrainian nation, at a decision of people who have nothing to do with their lives. This is what bothers me. People die, lives are wrecked over there, a country, a nation is decimated by the Russians. For whom? They say, well, we fight for our land. Really? Just stop, talk with the idiots. Remember, all the things started from what? Not even 2014. Things started in 1991, actually, when the Soviet Union disintegrated. The other guys claim victory and they say, we are the bosses and we're going to bring Pax Americana, which is going to be invasion and smack everybody in the teeth, because that's the way we bring law and justice, like in the old Western movies. Bam, bam, boom, boom. No? Well, it has been done like that, but I don't think we're still at the same level. So this showed in the past 32 years how Pax Americana worked for us, or for them. These guys forget about it. They put the flags over there and they put the sticker on the bumper stickers, pop, 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 pop. But when you tell them that, hey, maybe there's some responsibility somewhere in the area, what? And immediately they call you boof instead of saying, okay, what are your arguments? Okay, this is the argument. This is the evidence. This is the historical acts and evidence right here. When they see they can't beat you, or they can see not you, the evidence that is out there but they are not aware of, instead of saying, wow, I was duped by these guys. Well, thank you very much. Let me see how life is, or get closer to how it is with more information. They will call you names. They will try to cancel you, to make you shut up. So same here. Zelensky critic found that in Russia. It's like, for instance, you find a Russian former MP, critic of Putin, dead, stabbed in the head. I'm thinking right here, or maybe in the back of the head, or in the eye. That's another one, or mouth. Who knows? So many places. Found in London, let's say, or found in Kiev. What would these guys? How do you think that would be reported to us? Putin, another crime. This is the evidence, and the evidence is this: one person was stabbed by a knife held by a guy or a girl, we don't know yet. So someone stabbed the guy with a knife in the head. That's all we know so far. And basically that's all they know about the other Putin stuff. And they say, well, it was this and this. I'm not defending Putin, screw him. I think he's a big boy anyway. I don't have to defend him or anything. But I want to see the evidence. The evidence is, Putin is bad. That's not evidence. You're bad. Everything that happens in a neighborhood is because of you. It's like, let's say an ex-convict. And I said ex-convict without saying that Biden is an ex-convict or Putin is an ex-convict through their decisions. But let's say you have in a neighborhood an ex-convict comes back from, and then someone steals a bike in the neighborhood. Immediately you say the guy is because the guy is bad. And I gave them the ex-convict, which Putin is not and Biden is not. They did hanky-panky, and I don't have to take on. I take Bill Clinton. I can close my eyes and pick what? Obama? You got Libya. What do you want? And not only. So my friends, again, Zelensky critic found dead in Russia. Who did it? We don't know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.